Muy buenos días. Yo estoy aquí para hablar sobre los pronombres en español. Esta parte es muy importante, es súper importante en español. Okay, we're going to talk about pronouns, and this is super important. This is one of those baby steps that we have to take in order to do bigger and better things with Spanish. So we've got to get this. So let's lock in today. Okay, entonces tenemos los pronombres. Let's get our notes out. Okay, apuntes our notes. A subject pronoun, which is pronombres, replaces the proper subject noun like someone's name. All right, we have subject pronouns in English. Instead of saying somebody's name over and over and over again, all right, once we know what who we're talking about, then we refer to them by their subject pronoun, he or she or we. All right, so instead of saying Luke did this, and then Luke did this, and then Luke was this, you know, all right, we say he, all right, we use that subject pronoun. All right, we're going to use them in Spanish in the same way, but subject pronouns are super, super important because we're going to conjugate a verb later, all right? And we're going to conjugate lots of verbs, and if we don't know our subject pronouns, it's going to be really difficult. All right, so let's look at this. All right, we're going to learn our subject pronouns today, and we're going to be practicing with these in our chapter. All right, we have a subject pronoun for I. All right, our subject pronoun for I is yo. Yo. All right, you remember the subject pronoun for you informal. I know you do from the beginning of the year. Okay, Cass. Ajá, muy bien. Tú. Con acento. That accent is very important, okay? You, formal. Oh, you know this one as well. Sí. Ajá. Usted. Our long form is it written out, and then you. D is our short form, usted. Okay, he, she. Okay, for he, él, with our accent over our E, very important. She, ella. Okay, we, all right, nosotros. This is when it's all guys or a mix. Nosotras, when it's we, and I'm a girl and all the people I'm hanging out with, okay, are girls as well. Nosotras. It's all girls. All right? They. Ellos. This is the same thing, a guys or a mix of guys and girls. Ellas, if it's all girls. All right? You, plural, ustedes. And we abbreviate that UDS. You guys, y'all in the South, use guys if you're from Connecticut. Okay? Let's talk about this one up here. Okay, the difference between nosotros, nosotras, ellos, ellas. All right? Spanish, in Spanish we're going to learn that masculine always wins. Okay, and that's one of the rules of the Spanish language is masculine always wins. So even if there are 100 girls over here, okay, it's ellas, but once we throw one guy into the mix and start talking about him too as part of that group, it's ellos, okay, because the masculine always wins. All right, so that's why we have ellos if it's all guys or if it's any kind of mix of guys and girls. Ellas is all girls, all right? Same with nosotros and nosotras, all right, because we've learned that gender really matters, all right, with Spanish and that language, all right? I want you to look at my subject pronoun chart. Okay, and you may be thinking, well, that's a weird layout, Mishies. Why didn't you do it in one column? Okay, why do we do it some over here and they look all weird? It's because it's kind of in the layout of our verb chart. So later on, when we learn our first conjugation, you're going to see that your verb charts kind of look like these groups. We have a group here, a group here. These are grouped together. These are grouped together. and these are grouped together, okay? And it's gonna help us to conjugate our verbs, right? And we'll talk about that later. Okay, let's go down to the bottom part. When we are talking about someone, all right, it's different than if we're talking to someone. We kind of talked about talking to someone before, but when we are talking to someone, let's start with this one then, because we've talked about this. When we're talking to someone, so you, what are our 3 pronouns that we use? To, usted, and ustedes. Those are the 3 you pronouns, so they're the only ones that we can use when we are talking to someone, okay? The pronouns that we use when we're talking about someone, okay, and not talking to someone, but about someone, all right, are yo, él, ella, ellos, ellas, okay? And we could even add nosotros, we, okay? When we're talking about myself, I am, we're talking about we, okay? Él, ella, ellos, ellas, okay? Nosotros, those are more of we're talking about someone, okay? And a lot of times when we're talking about ourselves, we'll see that that one is already kind of done for us, that pronoun. All right? Okay, let's go down to some practice. We're going to practice changing that subject pronoun to the pronouns talking about someone. So think about that first list, that él, ella, nosotros, yo, ellos, ellas are our only options. We should not see any to or usted or ustedes because we're not talking to someone, we're talking about someone. Okay, so let's look at our subjects. These are subject nouns, okay? They're somebody's name, maybe it has their title with them, okay? We need to change them to their subject pronouns. All right, so instead of saying Ricardo's name over and over again, what subject pronoun would replace Ricardo? All right, so Ricardo is one guy, okay? So what's his subject pronoun? Él, he. Okay, so instead of saying Ricardo's name over and over and over again, okay, Ricardo likes ice cream, Ricardo plays soccer, Ricardo goes to Spanish class, okay, we could say, oh, Ricardo likes ice cream, he also plays soccer, he goes to Spanish class. We replace it with that he, okay, for Ricardo. All right, Ramon y Carlos, all right, 2 boys, okay, what's their subject pronoun? Ellos. 2 boys, ellos. Juana. Juana is a girl's name. A lot of our girls' names end in A. So Juana, okay, what's her subject pronoun? That would replace her name. Ella. She. Okay? Mi amiga y yo. My friend and I. Anything y yo. Anytime I say somebody and I, the pronoun is going to be we. So, nosotros. Lisa y Miguel. Lisa y Miguel. We have a girl and a guy. What's our subject pronoun? Ellos. Because there's a guy, the masculine is always going to win. Ellos. Yolanda y yo. Anytime it's y yo. Muy bien. Nosotros. Señor y señora Ramos. Señor y señora Ramos. ¿Cuál es el pronombre? Ajá, ellos. Muy bien, ellos. Excelente. Ok, en la siguiente parte vamos a escribir, okay, los pronombres, okay, de talking to someone. We're using the pronouns for talking to someone. So our options are to, usted, ustedes. Okay? So if we were talking to these people, how would we refer to them? To, usted, ustedes. To is informal. Okay? So no titles. Usted, formal, so titles. Okay? And ustedes is any group of people. Okay? So Ricardo, to usted or ustedes. Sí, to. If we were talking to him, we would talk to him in the to form. Ramon y Carlos. Okay, a group of people. Sí, you guys. Ustedes. Juana. Muy bien, tú. Señor Gómez. Okay, there's a title. Muy bien, usted. Lisa y Miguel. Ustedes. Dr. Fernando. Usted. Señor y señora Ramos. Two people. Ustedes. Muy bien. Okay? Think about punctuation, because punctuation is going to be important here. When it's written out like a dialogue, somebody's talking to someone, how do you use that? What punctuation do you need? Their name and then a comma. So in Spanish, we're going to probably see, okay, that we're talking to somebody by it saying Vera, comma, and then a question, okay, or a statement, okay, and we know that they're talking to someone because it's their name, comma, okay, so watch out for that. Okay. A ver. Más práctica, okay, in this section, you're going to highlight each subject of this sentence, okay, and you are going to write the subject pronoun after each subject. Okay, so we're going to highlight the subject of the sentence, okay, and we're going to write each subject pronoun after the sentence. Let's look at our examples, los ejemplos, okay. Marlena es muy simpática. Marlena is the subject, okay. If we were to replace her name with a subject pronoun, it would be ella. Señor Ramírez, eres muy ordenado. Oh, but here's a comma. We're talking to him. If we were to replace his name, okay, but we're talking to him with a subject pronoun, it would be usted, because we're talking to somebody with a title, okay, who's probably older than us or in a position of authority. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take all of your notes and what we've learned today, okay, and you're going to highlight the subject of each sentence, just the subject, okay, then you're going to, beside it over here, you're going to write the subject pronoun. Go ahead and make sure that you practice putting in your accents on tu and el, okay? We're going to go over the answers to this section on our Google Meet, okay? So make sure that you attend to make sure that you know how to do this part, okay? Adios.